I am live. Bad hair and all, but believe it or not, this is much better than it was earlier. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday night. Tonight, got a little bit left in here. Can't tell, it's deceptively tall, but this is the same rainwater I drank last time, which I have with a ice ball and a lime. I got about two glasses of water left. But I like this one because, ring that bell. I get to put this right here. Now bump the table. All right. What's up? What's up? How's the bathroom doing? That's an excellent question. Strange question, but excellent question. Yes, there was a word from the guy on the $200. He sent me a long email, and I'll do a video update on that. But you'll notice I'm wearing a polo shirt, which I generally don't wear. Today I went all Wall Street, and since my hair is so long, like in every direction, I did the slick Rick, you know, the Razor Ramon. And I did that for my video today about Hertz. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Hertz. It's a rental car company. And they are having some, let's just say, financial troubles where they're debating going into bankruptcy. So since they're a publicly traded company, I decided that would be an excellent time while the stock price is extremely depressed. And again, this could be a terrible move. I'm not a day trader. I'm not a big stock guy. But I decided that I could scoop it up for like $2.70 a share. Used to be $80 a share. I gave it a roll. So let's see what happens. Well, I don't know. Don't take that as stock advice. If you don't know anything about stocks and you're trusting me, like, don't do that. But yeah. Can you release the running from the cops from the Ford GT? Yeah, I'll do that. It's on my list. There's so much stuff that's on my list. But I'm trying to get, let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to get that sorted out. Somebody's asking about the Scotland Adventure Drives prices go up. The price did not go up for the Scotland Adventure Drives. $2,500 per person is for our U.S. short trips. Scotland is more expensive. It costs more to get the staff over there. So that bumps our cost per participant up a little bit. But yeah. So, cheers to you all. Just a hint of lime. I'm sort of how's that thumbnail such a debate? I don't know what that means. Yeah, quarantine sucks still. People in New York here are starting to like get tired of quarantine. It's becoming more and more apparent. You listen to the traffic reports every day. More and more people are outside. More and more people at rest areas. More and more people aren't wearing their masks. So we'll see what ends up happening. But I'm just ready for this crap to be over. Does this count as drinking alone? It's never drinking alone when you're live streaming. I'm drinking with all you guys. Kevin Lee, any sales from Gotham Dream Cars on rentals? Yeah, I mean, look, last minute, if there's stuff available, I can do deals. But a lot of people are like, hey, I'd love a deal. What can you do? And they're expecting like these like below cost rentals. I'm like, it's not how it works. And then they're like, well, what convertible do you have? I'm like, look, call me as it gets closer. Then this one guy just called me up and he's like, I want this one, this one, or this one. I'm like, they're all out already. They're all out for the weekend. So you snooze, you lose. You want to pay a discount, you run the risk of people renting the cars. So it just, Business is still down significantly, but that's reflected by the fact that I haven't increased my fleet size as I normally would. So right now we're ahead of the game, and maybe with a smaller fleet, I don't have to discount anything. People are under the impression that you can go out and get stuff for free. My company's not set up like that. William Olmeyer. Hey, Rob, I won't ask you any British car questions this week. Have you ever seen the movie No Man's Land where Charlie Sheen steals Porsches? No, I haven't. I have seen my favorite like Porsche theft scene is definitely the beginning of Gone in 60 Seconds, where he goes to steal it out of the dealership and he's like, I need my tool. And the guy is like, that's not a tool, that's a damn brick. And he throws a brick through the window and then they like race a Honda. It was like, don't think too much about it, but it was a cool scene. Like I remember getting me amped up when I watched it the first time. Carson Brindle says, hey Rob, sorry to hear about the vet. Driving from Portland, Oregon to Miami, Florida, the best route. So I would start from Portland. I would go due east, run north of 80 for a bit, and go through like Jackson Hole, then cut down through Denver. Even if you go down to Grand Junction from like, you can go Salt Lake City down to Grand Junction across Colorado. That's gorgeous on Highway 70 there. Then dip down towards Texas and take the lower route because the middle sucks. If you take the northern route, you can go through Wyoming, cut down from Chicago. It depends on how efficient you're trying to be. Cut down through Chicago, Nashville, Atlanta, and make your way down that way. I would hit as many of the cool spots as you can without backtracking. So yes, it adds a little bit, but it's not like zigzagging your way down. Let's see here. Let's see, we got Carson. Yep, we got that one. Jeff says, hey, Rob, long-time fan, just wondering, do you eat corn the long way? I think that's asking if I like to suck dick. I think that's like eating corn the long. I'm gonna search that. Hey Google, what does eating corn the long way mean?
Here is some information for Neosporin uses. On the website verywellhealth.com, they say when to use Neosporin. Neosporin is an over-the-counter triple antibiotic ointment containing 3 separate antibacterial agents: neomycin, bacitracin, and polymyxin.
What does eating corn the long way mean?
Antibiotic ointments.
Hey Google, stop. Urban Dictionary. One who consistently eats corn the long way is a serious cocksucker. I was right. Nothing gets by me. No, I do not eat corn long way, short way, sideways. Not a fan. Yeah, I'm gonna do something about this hair. But thank you for highlighting that question. I'm glad I could answer the burning questions that are in your minds. Let's see, we got that one, we got that one. Let's see. I think we got, what's your opinion about Toro? So the driving side wants to know about Toro. So Toro is, I don't know, Toro is not, people think that Toro is more competitive to the rental car world than it is. It's really not. Like the people that rent from Toro because it's significantly cheaper than renting cars through like a company, but there's a lot of trade-offs. Toro is the equivalent of going to Costco versus Whole Foods. But even worse, like having your food delivered to your house from Whole Foods or going to Costco and standing in line with 1 trillion people. Toro, you don't have the same, like when you start adding it up, like you're a one-man band at Toro for the most part. The guys that are trying to run these gypsy rental companies on Toro, what's up, dude?
I'm still waiting for you.
You got to go up and fall asleep. I just started.
I can't go up there.
You have to go up.
I've been waiting.
You got to tell all these people
I've been waiting for like 13.
You gotta go up. You're gonna be asleep by the time I get up. Go lie down.
Nope, I'm not.
All right. Well, you go lie down and read a book, and then I'll come up in a bit. Okay.
Okay.
I already read him a book and put him to sleep. Now he's just coming down. Turo, like, a lot of the times, like, it's one guy with one car, right? So if you want a service, either that guy's wasting his time doing the service, or he's charging you for that, and it ends up being significantly similar pricing to what an actual rental car company would offer. Turo doesn't have the same, let's just say, liability standards. Like a girl lied to me and said her car had 1,000 horsepower, 1,200 horsepower, stage 3, fake dyno sheets. You just can't. There's no accountability on Twitter. What, are you going to leave the one person a negative review on Google or Yelp? You can't really do that. If they don't show up, they say they're going to deliver a car, and you're like, you know what, it's not worth $100. They don't show up, you're stuck. You can't just like call the company and get another car. You're now somewhere out of your way to get a car that you reserve that this guy's not bringing you, and you can't really do anything. So there's a lot of risk involved in Turo, but it's not really competitive with a luxury service where you get door-to-door service. Cars that are maintained, insured as rental cars, liabilities that's sort of covered by actual policies than just a guy who's throwing mints in the cup holder and hoping that makes you happy. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. Just want to make sure I get all these. All right, we got that. Scroll down. We have Sean is asking, Rob, 2000 Mercedes-Benz SL 500, 90,000 miles, worth $5,000. It's worth whatever it's worth to you. 90,000 miles. Like, to me, like the Mercedes, the BMWs, those things are going to run for a while. Is it worth $5,000, $3,000, $4,000, whatever? Yeah, it's a lot of car for that money. I mean, remember that car 20 years ago or whatever it was, 2000, yeah, 20 years ago was probably 120 grand or 100 grand. So to get it for $5 is sort of worth it. Buffalo Trace, cheers to you. I'm having some water. Daryl Zimmerman, I've rented twice from Turo, one bad experience and one great experience. 50%. Can't get any better than that. Let's see here. Yeah, no, this is Patrick Armstrong. So go take a break and say goodnight. I put him to bed every night. I usually sit in there with him while he falls asleep. I can't do that every night. You can't not fall asleep, because when I'm traveling and everything like that, he's got to be able to fall asleep without me. JB is asking, are you fixing the crashed Corvette or are you going to sell it? JB, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that decision. And that decision is based off of what the actual estimate is, what the repair cost is, what the downtime is, and then what the insurance company is willing to pay. So we will make a joint decision based off of having more information. That car is getting torn down as we speak, so we'll have a more complete picture as to what we're looking at. Let's see. All right, that's all the super chats. Yeah. Been a long, geez, what is it? When did the quarantine start? March, right? April, May. It's been a long 60 days. Like, this is not, I mean, it makes me look less bald and it proves that I can grow hair, but this is not me. I'm not really feeling this. I hope everybody else is going equally as stir crazy. Congratulations to everyone who keeps their job. But if you're in the New York area and you're you have any transport experience, I'm hiring drivers. I posted it on my Instagram, but I'm hiring part-time drivers to drive the transport trucks and deliver cars to customers. So hit me up, info@gothamdreamcars.com. Make Money Trucking says, what up, Rob? Any price you'll sell your Z06 Vet? How much do you run a week? How much do you run a week? Oh, that's okay. Beginning quarantine, maybe ran 6 times. But I'll usually run like the same 2-mile stretch. I want to get up to like, when I was running a couple of years ago, I like to be at like that, like 30 to 35 minutes. So about 4 miles is a good like exercise run. But I used to run half marathons and stuff like that, but I don't really do that anymore because my knee explodes. But I don't know the price of selling the Vet yet. I gotta do a lot more before I come up with that number, if I even sell it right now. But running, I want to get up to like, just say 10 miles a week, whether that's 3 times at 3 miles a shot, or 4 miles, 2 miles or something. I don't know. But I'm going to ease my way into it and then hopefully do it a little bit more frequently, because I actually enjoy running. And just the fact that I haven't run in years, and I'm running 8.5-minute miles right now, which is not fast in the scope of things, but the fact that I'm turning 40 and running like fairly reasonable times without dying, I think I'm on a good start. Let's see. Eric said, where'd you go, Eric? Cheers, Rob and chat. Hope all is well to everyone. Thank you, Eric. I hope all is well with you. Matt Bush says, hey, Rob, know of any fun routes to drive in Indiana? Love your videos, man. Thank you very much, Matt. I don't know if you guys all saw the video today. I guess some of you have referenced it, so you have. But I put up a video, and usually I don't put up a video on Friday because I do a live chat. That video is doing pretty well. It's got like something like 100,000 views in the first 3 hours. So we'll see if the live chat harpoons that, or if they act independently. Because then, if that's the case, that they act independently, and I'm not sort of like, this is just a gamble. I'm like, hey, let's see what happens if I live chat, or if it takes away from the notifications on my other video and makes this like the most recent. But if that goes well and this goes well, then I'll post more videos on Fridays. I just talked to a new video guy that I'm going to be working with, and starting to shoot some of the higher end series for the channel. And we're going to sprinkle these in on that consistent upload schedule. So something to look forward to. Does Keeps actually work? I don't know. Like I can't. It's such a weird, because I started Keeps in like the beginning of March, and like, whereas I feel there's more hair here, I don't know if it's just because it's longer or not. So I'm still taking photos, but I mean, once I cut my hair, I'll have a better understanding. But they say it takes like 3 months or 6 months to actually like, oh look, I look completely different now. I've regrown so much hair. So I'm gonna ride it out and see what happens. How much credit line do you need for renting? If you want to rent, you figure $2,500 for a security deposit plus your rental cost. Mr. Spaghetti, play me on Modern Warfare Warzone. I'm not a gamer, unfortunately. Oh, and then Matt Bush, I don't know any fun routes in Indiana, unfortunately. I've only been in Indiana once or twice, unfortunately, so I don't know. I'm not fluent with those roads. John what is it? Powarecki. I don't play video games frequently, so otherwise I would play you in Modern Warfare's Warzone, but I'm just not very good at that. Let's see. Make sure I didn't skip anyone there. Modern Warzone. Then we got Flobber Jobby. I like the name. Take your wrecked Z06, put the parts in your C5, including the engine. When my if I blow my engine on my C5, I've got more parts coming in from LG Motorsports this week. If I blow the engine up on my Corvette, I may switch over to the V12 LS. I think that would be pretty cool. Then I'm naturally aspirated. Cooling, it's much easier because I'm not generating all the turbo heat. And I've got a V12 Corvette. Like, that's cool. Like, that thing would sound, it's like a different kind of cool. But that, like, naturally aspirated, like, rah, rah, like, that would be cool. Put, like, a nice lopey cam in it. But thank you, Flubberjobby. DS. I work on Green Street in Teterboro, and I think I saw you drive by a few times. Started following you back in the day, Super Speeders days. Keep up the good work. I don't know how recent. I was down in Teterboro like 2 weeks ago. We flew out of was it Atlantic? I don't know. We went up to pick up a car, but Signature. We flew out of Signature East. And then we had to come back and get the one car that we left there. But yeah, thank you very much. And we used to be way back when we were down in Hasbrook Heights, which I drove past Teterboro all the time. Now I'm not there as frequently unless I go down to like Clemente's or something like that, which I love, which on Lunig Street in South Hackensack. But I am excited to get back to going out to eat. That's like one of those little like things that you think like you take for granted. You totally take it for granted. You go somewhere where there's no restaurants to eat or nowhere to go out and socialize. Big kick in the nuts. Yeah, I'd be the first V12 Corvette on YouTube, probably. And the fact that Robert Carley, you don't have to delete NJ Jeffers because he's Jeff Marlowe. So whatever he says, let him say it. How many people does Gotham hire when running full? It depends. The most, I mean, I don't go off of like number of people, but the most we've had is like $1.5 million in payroll per year. Just figure that averages at like $75,000 average between everybody. You're talking like 20 people. Yeah, about that. Yeah, I don't think people are dropping the V12 LS because they're like 40 grand an engine, and that's expensive. I've been using Keeps on my back. That's weird. Where'd we go here? The drive inside. Can you technically still be involved in the class action lawsuit against Chevrolet with the Z06 wheels cracking? I don't drive like that. I can be involved in that because the wheels cracked. I mean, they don't really care who you are. Like a class action lawsuit is, did you buy this? Did you own this? Was there a defect? Now, is there a defect being sued over? Or was I affected? If you're part of a class action lawsuit, all you have to do is be affected. It doesn't matter if you're what it is. If you're a commercial business, if you're a person, if you live here, live there, if you're affected by a recall and a lawsuit against somebody, you're all covered. I don't drive like that, but yeah, I was gonna make a shirt that says I don't drive like that, because that's 2 cars. It's 100% of people that don't drive like that wrecked my cars. Whoa, I can't speak Spanish so well, but I'm gonna try. How do you say the A with the little squiggly over it? Joao Arujo. I tried, dude. I'm sorry. Hey, Rob, you should try a couple of roads in Portugal. We have 2 of the best driving roads in Europe. They wrap around each other for 500 kilometers of greatness. I can email you some details if you like. Send them over. I'm always up for that stuff. We haven't done much in that region yet, but it's going to be on the list. Our next year, if our trip goes off in July as it's supposed to, which I expect it to, the next trip we're going to have is Paris to Barcelona. So that's going to be summer of next year. That's going to be a pretty awesome trip. Somebody's asking me why I'm wearing a staff shirt. It's Izod, I think. This is probably a shirt that I got like when I go somewhere and like, I'm sorry, sir, you need a collared shirt. And I walk in and buy the cheapest collared shirt they have, and this is probably it. I hate stuff. I hate dress codes. Let me just make sure I got everybody here. We got the drive inside. I got everybody here. We got the drive inside. Poorly again. All right, this is. Can you guys just make your screen names your name? Like, this is Bill Smith. This is X Evil Element X. Evil Element X, I guess. Before COVID, I was going to open a sim racing center at our local mall, but now iRacing is exploding, and I'm giving 2 offers. Which location better, Atlantic City or Thunderbolt Raceway? It's funny, like, I don't know the business model there. Sim racing centers, you can't really go wrong if you're limited. Like, if there's a market at both places, I would do both. Otherwise, I would do retail foot traffic. Like Thunderbolt doesn't necessarily have the foot traffic, but it's got a more direct audience. It's the audience that would go jump on a sim. Atlantic City's got more people. So it really depends on the volume and the cost, the price point. People at the racetrack may just want to go on the racetrack. If it rains, maybe they'll jump on the sim, but I don't think they'll want to spend the money on it. So I would, my gut says Atlantic City. JB, how would you invest $10,000? Now is an excellent time to invest $10,000. I would, if I were you, divide it up by, say, 5, and go with 5 different companies in the stock market that you feel are good buys. Do some safer ones. Do the Amazons and the Googles and the whatever. And then you can do some of the riskier ones, some of the IPOs that come out, or companies that you think are going to be around. The problem with some of these IPOs is the company may go out of business. But if you look at something like Smile Direct Club and you're like, I think that's the future of dentistry, and they're going to be around in 30 years, then buying them at $6 a share right now, I think is a good move. But, hello? Good, how are you? I do. Can you give me a call? I'm just, I'm in the middle of something. Would you be able to give me a ring tomorrow? You got it. All right, you got it. Okay. That wasn't a spam call, so I'm like, I wonder who that is. What's up, Alex? Good to see you. I forget, you're like in Australia is a full, like, we're on the same schedule almost. Luke Solomoni, thank you for throwing that over. I hope you're having a good evening. You think dealers are yeah, but as far as the investment, stick with a couple of safe ones, majority safe, and then you can go risky on some of them. The risky ones are the ones that can hit. Like if you get something that's $6 a share and it's $140 a share in a couple of years, that turns $2,000 into $40,000 or $60,000, and that really that's a life changer. But it's also risky that $2,000 can become $400 or zero. So Eric L is saying this summer's adventure drive still have openings. It's got 7 openings still. So you can always obviously sign up still. We are a go at this moment. So like we're breaking it down. As long as the border is open, that's number one. It's got to be open. The hotels are all functioning with both restaurants, hotels. I don't need the valets. I don't need the luggage service, stuff like that. If it is like super touchy for people, we can avoid that. But we need the border open for non-essential. We need the restaurants, hotels open. We need the national parks open. If that's all happening, the rest we can take care of. We're like a 90% go right now. They said I see the borders as being open. I see national parks as being open. I don't think there's any reason to expect that to be closed. But then, like, it's not like we're keeping anyone's money. If it's not happening in July, we'll push it off a little bit. If you can't make that, you can carry it over to a different trip. Richard Green, when I rent exotic cars here in Texas, I drive them like an old lady. I've seen too many YouTube videos. Look, do whatever your comfort level is. Like if you're comfortable, like the whole point is to not crash. But like if you want to drive spirited, go drive spirited. You want to drive safely, go drive safely. You're paying for it. You have to get your value out of it. Hunter Fig sent me 99 cents. Thank you, Hunter. Cheers to you. I think dealers will still have to take on inventory with the plants reopening. That's an excellent question. I don't know the answer to. Yeah, you guys have a drink. It's Friday night. Everybody's quarantined, or most people should be quarantined. Hopefully, this gives you guys something to do, something to look forward to, somebody to at least listen to talk while you have a drink, and something to say to your wife or girlfriend, like, look, I'm busy at 8 or 9 o'clock on Friday night because going out drinking with my buddies, and we'll all be your buddies. Chris Styles, I remember the first time I rented from you, I didn't take the 360 Spider over 90. Yeah. Different people get different enjoyment again. Let's see. Stephen Plaskett is very excited to see you come through my part of British Columbia. I'm excited to actually. I love, like, when I came up there, like, British Columbia was awesome. Super scenic, the animals, the mountains, just like that. It feels nice. So I'm excited to come up. Looking forward to July. I think everybody's needing a break. I don't think there's any gumball gold rush. Everything's pushed way off. I think I'm probably going to be one of the first driving events to take place this year. So I'm expecting the last 7 spots to fill up, and hopefully the hotels can accommodate us. Because right now you're saying, like, well, what if the hotel had space? Now all these trips that were May, June get pushed, and they have to fill in the gaps. So we may run into availability issues for adding spaces. Subhan Ali says, love from Toronto. What do you think about investing in the cruise ship and airline stocks right now? I'm like the new Jim Cramer over here. I'm going to just invest in stuff and then tell you guys what I invested in, and hopefully mine will bump. The Boeing, I think Boeing is, like, safe. I think it's down to like 120 a share. I would put money into Boeing. I think historically it's going to go significantly up. I think they've still got some rough roads ahead, but I don't think they're ever going to go out of business. I think Boeing has too many contracts, and Boeing has too much in the way of, like, they're in bed with the government. Boeing knows the government's secrets and everything like that. I don't think Boeing is ever going to be dissolved. So I would lean towards Boeing. The airline stocks, airlines are always scalable. Like, they've got a lot of overhead, but when they start parking jets and they get bailouts from the government, because airlines are like transit. We need transit. So if they go out, it's a problem. So I think both airline stocks, not the smaller airlines, but the Uniteds, the Americans, Deltas are a safe play. The Boeing, I think, is a safe play. So I think you're good all around as far as those. I think it's a great time if you have cash to make money. So, and at least I'm trying myself. So we'll see what happens. And, like, whereas I'm not giving you advice that I expect you to be like, it's gold, money in the bank. I am explaining my position as to why I feel these things are going to come around. And even, like, the cruise line industry, people are going to take cruises again. Like, it is what it is. Johnny Raghaveen, what is your top speed story? My top speed is I don't know. I had the Selena 7 pegged and was reading 240 something. It could have been 215, 220. That speedometer was notoriously unreliable after like 150. So I don't know the true answer to that. I've had my Supra at 215 a couple of times. I was at 204. So yeah, we definitely had some cruising happening in lots of vehicles. Autobahn, I was, what is that, 300 kilometer, 186. That's nothing fancy. Yeah, I just think, I mean, I've been over 200 a bunch, but maybe the Koenigsegg was 3 something. Yeah, but probably very close to 200 in the Koenigsegg, but nothing like wild, no theatrics. It was just cool, fun, and enjoyable. Street Machine Racing is asking, what are your thoughts on the 2021 Supra with the added horsepower? Interesting. So, like, I'm not a big fan of the Supra at all. It's just too BMW. And I don't think I'll get over that no matter what they do. Smaller engine, bigger turbos, more horsepower, like body kits. I can't get over the BMW-ness. And it's like when you see something once and you're like, I can't unsee that. You can't unsee the BMW out of the Supra. And if you just look at the success the Corvette had versus the Supra, I think it's pretty clear that Toyota missed the mark on that, the same way Acura missed the mark on the NSX. I just think, like, I don't think that Supra is going to be. I think they sort of killed, like, something that people love. You can't take something that people love and then just drop a turd on it. And whereas the Supra was the new Supra is a, like, decent sports car. It's like a generic, like, one sports car. Like, that's your sports car. Like, you could put any badge on that and it would be the same car. To call it a Supra, I don't think it has the Supra in it. Luke Solomoni says, hey Rob, I'm driving across the country from Phoenix to New York with my best friend in a 986 Boxster S. Cool car. Any good driving roads we should take? So if you're going from Phoenix to New York, yes, actually you are. I would go a little bit north. If you can kick up through like Phoenix through like Utah towards Telluride, take Highway 70 across Colorado. Nebraska, Kansas is all the same nonsense. But when you get over to like Nashville, you can go down through like the Tail of the Dragon and come up the Blue Ridge Parkway and come your way up that way. So it's going to add a day's time to your trip. You can do Tail of the Dragon, you can do Back of the Dragon, Hilltop Parkway, all fun roads that you can do. There's a ton through like West Virginia, DC. Pennsylvania's got some roads, but like you generally don't detour in Pennsylvania. I think your best bet is the Tennessee roads, Cherahole Skyway, stuff like that you won't regret. And then just going through Colorado, through Telluride, through Pikes Peak. There's a bunch of places you can hit along the way that you're going to love. Let's see here. Where'd we go? We got Luke Solomani. Cool, yeah. So, yeah, I've got, no, not loving the hair. I've got a bunch of cool videos coming up. I was actually like trying to slot these in. And I was going to put the Corvette crash video up today, which I did. And that went up a little later. I put it up at like 4:30. But that happened on like Tuesday or Wednesday. Let's see here. Just trying to see. Yeah, it's cruising along. It's got a rocket up its ass right now. Let's see. Eric I says, do you care to share any thoughts about the new Cannonball record? Every time we cover the Cannonball records, I don't really pay too close attention to them, and it's how cool is a record if every time the goal line is moved, somebody can step across it. Like we started thinking that 32 hours was unbeatable. That's like 6 hours behind now. That's like, oh yeah, that dude still in Colorado. I'm at the finish line. So the guy after I had this, I had that, and it just got destroyed by then I think he went 32, 31, whatever he ended up going. Then Ed Bolian destroyed it, and then Ed Bolian got beat by Arnie, and then like Arnie got beaten. And like I feel bad for these guys that go through all the effort. Hopefully they're not doing too much prep here. Go through all the effort, and like these last guys that did it in 26 and change, then next thing you know, these guys get wiped out before they even announce who they are. So now you're obscure. Nobody cares about you anymore. You wasted everything. So your book and all this like pseudo fame that you think you're going to get disappears because somebody just crapped on your record. So all these people that are setting these records and then getting beat like in short form sucks. I don't know what the new record is. I know Ed posted something, but just assume it's. I still think like the record that I think if somebody had the balls to do it and to do this, you have to be that guy that is raging across the country. And when I say raging, you're like going, you're running from cops, you're planning to run from cops. You're not trying to sneak by under the radar. You're just like, your need for speed. And that, I think, could set the record under 24 hours. 23:59, I think, is game over as far as driving coast to coast. I just don't think anyone's going to have that in them. When not streaming, do you like... Whoop, where'd it go? Sorry. Brian Walsh, when not streaming, do you like Isle Scotch, like Lefroy, or... I'm going to pronounce it wrong. I always do. Lagavulin. I like Lefroy. Lefroy, little smoky for my taste. Lagavulin, I've had them both. We're going to be up in Islay when we're going to be up like Skye, Islay, when we do our Scotland trip. I'm like a Dalmore fan. Glenfiddich is my favorite. Glenlivet, Glenfiddich. Not an Oban fan, but I don't like the peaty stuff. But I do like Scotch is my favorite of the brown liquors. Justin Barber asked, update on the $200 scam guy. So yes, he has sent me a very long email trying to make me out to be the bad guy. So we'll get into that. I'll update that in the video. And I'll explain my position. So like everybody is entitled to their own... everybody's the hero of their own story here. I think I gave that guy more than enough leeway, and I also did the caveats of like maybe he got hit by a bus or who knows what happened. But we'll get into that. I was going to put that video up today to sort of wrap that story, but I'll probably do a Saturday upload and put it up tomorrow. And then I'll drop the Hertz video on Monday, and then we'll follow up with the Corvette teardown video. So there's a good like queue of things coming up. Shoe 125. So $50. Thank you, man. Nice nice play. That pays for most of this bottle of water. Is it raining outside? It sounds like it's raining outside. Give me 1 second. I could look out the window or I can check my radar. I was gonna drive my NSX home today. Oh yeah, look at that. It's raining. I was gonna drive my NSX home today. I did not, and I'm glad I didn't because it's raining. And I mean, it's filthy anyway, but. All right, Shoe 125. So my house burned down, and it took my brand new 2020 Ford Explorer out too. I was wondering what you would recommend as a project car. And thanks for the vids. They're a good break from the other BS. Maybe I will do a track day with the leftover check. Is that good? So I guess you made some money off the house burning down, which that's a positive. That's probably one of my biggest fears is like losing everything in a house fire, hard drives, computers, like photographs, memories. Like I get it, you could start over, but that's tough. But what would I recommend as a good project car? I like a Porsche Turbo. Like you get a 996 Turbo, I think is a good project car. Corvette's a good base for a project car. It really depends on your budget, what you're starting with. But if you're starting with, let me just say, 50 grand, borderline 997, 996 turbo. You can sort of hit a 0-1 almost for 50 grand. A Z06 could be a decent project car. You got your pick of the litter. You could build a Supra, like a MK4 Supra. So it really depends on your personal taste, though. I would lean toward, and I know project cars are very, very individual, but I would lean towards something that's a little bit more reliable. You won't regret it as much when you can build a car and then enjoy it. Like even, I hate to say it, those the little chopped up Porsches, the air-cooled Porsches that they do the raw welt kits on or whatever it is, RWB. It looks cool. It's a project car. It's reliable at that point in time. That's not a bad play to go, like a well-built body mod and then some like bolt-ons that'll beef up the performance. Let's see. We got Justin. We got Eric. We got Brian. We got Shu. And I'm sorry about your house, Shu. That sucks. Eric says, good point. Arnie is a solid dude. Met him earlier in 2000. Yeah, Arnie was on adventure drives with me for, I think, 2 trips. Good dude. I like him. Texas GT says, hello from Texas. Don't know why I'm here. Friend sent me. Howdy. It's 7 p.m. Why late drink? It's not 7 p.m. here. It is 7 p.m. 7 p.m. in LA. Or whatever, California. West Coast. Why don't you just buzz your hair off? I don't know. I used to, like, I think I'm going to socially distance. I'm just going to bring my barber in and have him do that. I think I'm going to let I bought this new clipper and it sucks. But I'm going to let my wife take another crack at it and have Flory, who's my barber, master barber Flory, is going to fix this light bulb I've got growing on top of my neck. So I did whatchamacallit. I did in 2 videos or something like that. I've got DVDs I'm trying to get rid of. I think there's like 20 sets left. I'm giving away a Ferrari, the rear panel on the Ferrari. I'll probably sign it if you want me to sign it. But I'm putting a challenge grill on my 360, so I'm going to be giving that one away to somebody. I've got 100 people buying 7-pack of DVDs off my website, superspeedersmerch.com. I don't know if it's in the description or not, but if it isn't, superspeedersmerch, merch.com. Go scoop up some DVDs or Blu-rays, and then I'll pick one of the 100 people randomly and send them a big Ferrari piece of wall art, and I think that's pretty cool. But that also does me a favor to get rid of some of these DVDs because I'm trying to empty the warehouse. Let's see here. Okay, we gotta get Live Vortex, I see. Let me just scroll up. I got Eric, okay. Le Vortex, which means the vortex, for those of you that don't speak French. Rob Ferretti has a big noodle. I think he's talking about my penis. It's everybody, like, my penis really comes up a lot in these. Yeah. But somebody just joined. What am I drinking? I am drinking a glass of water that I keep in a Clase Azul bottle. That's not on there, but Rob asked why I don't have any McLarens in my fleet anymore, because McLarens suck as rental cars. You either get destroyed on depreciation or you get destroyed on maintenance, and neither is good. And it's like one of those things, like when you get a McLaren, like, hey, do you have a McLaren? No, I got Ferraris and Lamborghinis. Okay. Hey, do you have any Ferraris and Lamborghinis? No, I got a McLaren. Nah. So it's not as interchangeable. The Conair, yeah. You're saying that the Conair is, like, for hair clippers, I get it. There's 100 brands of hair. Trying to find one for sale somewhere was the problem. And I went on Amazon and couldn't find anything because everybody else has got the same thing. Like, I'm going to go buy all the hair clippers. Sam DCW sent me 40. I want to say that's yen. That's cool. I haven't gotten yen yet. Thank you. My opinion on the PT Cruiser. You know, I feel like if I was wearing a Hawaiian shirt, I almost can pull off like an Ace Ventura. I'm gonna try that with my hair tomorrow. Oh, righty then. I am not a fan of the PT Cruiser. I've never been. I think it's like a weird little like beach cruiser look. You can get away with it in Santa Monica if they weren't all over the place. I just think it's a pretty atrocious car. I've driven one before as a rental, and it was just not good. Jose Mendoza says quarantine here. Yes, sir. Jose Mendoza just is a channel supporter. Thank you for being a channel supporter. If you guys aren't channel supporters, you're missing out on some stuff. Not as much yet as you could be, but I do like I use it a little bit like a personal blog, but it's like a little behind the scenes. I'll maybe post videos early, post full DVD to watch and stuff like that, or just post stuff that like, hey, what do you think? But you can go check that out, and that's sort of like a little behind the scenes private area on YouTube, which you get sort of access. And like if somebody sends me a message on there, you get a response, which is nice. Let's see. Oh boy, quarantine, huh? So we're at 52 minutes. I think I'll run for another like 15 minutes. House is coming along. Let me fill you in on some stuff. This hair is like, I can't even look at myself with this hair. The house is coming along all right. I've got the plumbers in there. We're doing the septic, the plumbing, the HVAC, and then the electrical, and then pouring the basement slabs. Windows come in on June 10th or so. Then when the windows come in, we could finish up the drying of the house. Then we could insulate, cover up the walls, do the sheetrocking, do the floors, do the appliances, do the trim, painting, move the furniture in. I am way ahead of the game as far as saving money by being my own general contractor, and it actually worked out a little bit better than I thought it would. We're not done yet, but like my one mistake with the roofer so far, like even if I had to redo the entire roof, it's not, which I don't, they just didn't leave enough of a gap for the trim with the aluminum drip edge on the side. So we'll come up with a different solution when we get to that point. Bajorovic said, "You don't look like you're enjoying that drink one bit." This is I like the other Clase Azul, but they didn't have it, and I was trading it for a different bottle that somebody gave me for the holidays. So yeah, so this is not my favorite, but it is what it is. It's got to go. Jose Mendoza, when is the next best cop moments coming out? I got to collect those. Like best cop moments, they need like a theme. They need to be stitched together. I just don't have much in the way of stuff that hasn't already been played or integrated in another best cop moments. And there's 10 of them. I think there's like 10 of them. If you run all the best cop moments together, 10 of them, it's 100. It's like an hour and a half. It's like watching a full-length movie of me being pulled over, which is like you would think sufficient. Let's see here. We've got Sam DCW back saying ugliest car in the world. I think the Pontiac Aztek is up there. I mean, I'm talking like recent memory. Pontiac Aztek was pretty heinous. I think the Cybertruck is a vehicle yet. The Prowler is weird. I'm not a fan of the Plymouth Prowler. The Prius? The Prius really gets on my nerves. I just think, like, if there's ever a car that you're like, I'm not going to like whoever gets out of that door, it's probably the Prius. Jose says, I find myself watching your best cop moments all the time. That's why they're there. Fanatic Boost says, hope you're holding up well. Always wanted to ask, what is done to your C6? Is it a Z06? Also, what's the progress on the sign? Stay safe. So my Corvette, the student driver Corvette, is a C5. It is a coupe, not a Z06. The progress on the sign is that it will be, the sign is, the guy told me it would be done by the 26th. He would be replacing it. So I am crossing my fingers. Jeff Marlowe sent me a message saying that he went on Copart and there's Z06s with similar damage, which have been totaled out. So stand by for that one. Looks like this guy may be getting totaled out. Let's see here. What was it going to look up? Cybertruck. Somebody just sent me something that made me want to look something up. Yeah, that's me. Go charge my battery there. Let's see. What's done in the Z06? Progress in the sign. That's what's looking up. My new shirts. This could be you. Where'd he go? Coming right at you. We can all show our love. We got them dream car shirts with the fucked up S. Gonna make a couple of those. So he's making me one. We gotta commemorate that because that's been on the building for far too long. People are commenting on this COVID era. Yeah, like this is probably the worst thing to happen. Everybody's here. Can we see your wife? She's upstairs. But wife and kids, they're a little bigger now, but that was about 2 years ago. Merrick Ducker, would you consider adding the new Tesla Roadster to your fleet? Probably not. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the Teslas. You give somebody something that fast, they're likely going to crash. Because everybody's renting that specifically, and they're not going to enjoy it because they're going to blow through the battery too. So yeah, I like that. But everybody, like, they'd want to go in the ludicrous. Like if I rented the Tesla and everyone wanted to go in the ludicrous mode, they blow through the battery in 30 miles and be like, "Oh, the thing's broken a little bit," and that's just the way it is. Let's see. I will put the full video of the Ford GT running from the cops up. I said that. Brian Walsh says, DVD set puts me in the hunt for the Ferrari tail. Absolutely. I don't know how to describe that. Is it a Ferrari? It's not a tail. It's not a rear bumper. It's like a brake light panel, but that's a stupid way to say it. It's really cool. It makes some excellent wall art. And I'll have 2 of those. So, but I've got, I'm gonna, like, I like giving people like reasonable odds. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, if you were one of the first 10,000 people, you stand a chance. It's like, that sucks. 1 in 100 is a decent shot. Like, if I said, like, I'm gonna punch 1 of the 100 of you in the face, everyone's like, yeah, it might be me. And that's what you really want in a giveaway, is to have a chance of winning. But thank you, Brian. I hope you enjoy the videos. Clown World says, is the 18 Buick Enclave a good car for a 24-year-old? 24, I'm assuming you're either single or dating. and I don't think you need like a, that's sort of an, it's like your mom's car. Like it's a hand-me-down. If you get it for free, great, but it's not like you're in the prime of your fun years. You probably want to get something a little bit more your personality. If your personality is a Buick Enclave, I don't have much to say, but probably isn't. I think there's a little bit more spice to your personality, and there is a car that would fit it better, and I would probably lean towards something else. But to me, anything when you're young or when you don't, if you don't have money or when you're young, anything that's reliable and doesn't break down on you is a good car. And even stuff like and below that, anything that is a car that gets you from point A to point B most of the time is a good car, because it's better than taking the freaking bus. I've never been in that position in my life where I had to take the bus, but you really start to appreciate having a car when you see people that don't have a car that have to get around without one. Or if you've ever tried getting around without a car and seeing how long it takes. Have I ever driven the Audubon Country Club in Joliet, Illinois? I have not yet. I've only been out to Illinois a couple of times, but I have not driven the Audubon Country Club. But I heard it was a nice facility. That's Eric again. Gino the Bambino. I love that name, Gino. Hey, Rob. Much love from Wisconsin. I hope all is well with you and the family. Do you think a used Huracan is worth excuse me, it's worth the money? If not, what other options would you choose around that price and why? Look, I think Huracans are holding their value very well. I don't think you're going to go wrong with them, but I think an LP 560 is like $75,000 to $100,000 cheaper, and equally as not as good as a Huracan, but it is a very solid buy at $1.25. So, but around that price point, 200 grand, that's real money. You get GT3 RSs, you can get like a slew of cool cars in that. It really depends on your personality. I mean, you've got your pick of Astons, McLarens. Yeah, I mean, any major mark. It really, at that point in time, I'd really start, when you're spending that sort of money, I'd start test driving cars, maybe even renting some and seeing what strikes your fancy, because you're going to like some more than the others. And it's your money. When you're dropping coin like that, you want to make sure you're getting something that you're going to be happy with. And for me, my money, I'm going to jump in like a GT3, but that's going to be significantly cheaper, 150, 160 grand. But you're never going to go wrong with a Huracan. You're never going to go wrong with an LP 560. You're never going to go wrong with a Balboni. It's even, that's borderline like a Aventador. I'm not an Aventador guy for most people, but something you'll enjoy. Let's see, where do we go here? We got that. Gino the Bambino. Love that name. My favorite name tonight. Cheers, Rob. What's your favorite cigar? I like the Hemingway, the Arturo Fuente Hemingway Classic is my like go-to cigar. But I've had a bunch of Cubans, Partagas, a bunch of Cuban cigars that I really enjoy, but I don't have any specific, like the Torpedo box spread. Like I don't have any of that stuff. But the Hemingway Classic's has always been a good one. And I've got, I don't know where it is. There was the Macanudo, something that I got it had like I bought it because it had like a novelty ring on it. I'm like, oh, it's fun. Like I'll wear it as like a pinky ring. And it was actually a really, really good cigar. But that's Zach's Auto Sport. Thank you for the question. Cheers to you. Sam DCW said, why does Ryvan exist? Fisker failed. Look, there's a market for people that have money that want to look like they're saving the planet, that just like Rivian, like they're a company that if they sell 30 cars a year, 10 cars a year, whatever, they may be making money. And maybe that's just one of those cars that's hyper performance and some guy wants to park it in his garage, never drive it next to other cars that he has in his garage and never drive. Brian Walsh, 2 back Ferrari panels, both in red, 2 in 100. Oh, I wasn't planning on giving them both away at once. I was going to put one on my wall for artwork behind the podcast. But if I'll watch my video again, if I misstated, I'll give them both away. But I tried to say that I was going to be putting one behind the podcast studio as wall art. Maybe have all the podcast guests sign it. Super Speeder series on YouTube, like you're doing with the Mischief videos. I got him. To the points that people were, I think, inquisitive about. There's a couple of good uploads coming up this week. And the guy did not send money back, but he did respond to me. And he gave me a long email saying, like, I'm an a-hole. And that he regret, well, whatever, I don't want to ruin it. But I will fill you in and bring a conclusion to that one. I got the Donk is running. That's going to be coming up soon. I've got oh, interesting. People saying I disappeared for like 30 seconds. I didn't disappear over here, but I apologize for that. Yeah, I don't disagree that a Dominican cigar smokes as well as a Cuban, but Cubans are more consistent, if that makes sense. I've had some crappy Dominicans, but I haven't had many crappy Cuban cigars. Wow, that's like a throwback. Whatever happened to the brick laptop? Did you get any data back? I reinstalled the OS. I lost everything on that one. Rob, can you go back over the Super Speeders answer stream cutout? Hit refresh. I don't know where. Let me I'll just touch the last couple of. Karoma Freshener said he runs a luxury car product service business out of Ireland, and he would like to fly me out and have a chat, or he would love to fly out to have a chat post COVID-19. Love your stuff. Whether you're saying that you want to come here or me go there, either way sounds fun. By all means, shoot me an email, rob@superspeeders.com. He said, Bryant said, let's see, Rob wouldn't make more money, but who knows where they ultimately end up. I think they'll probably end up on like Netflix, Amazon, stuff along those lines. And then Brian, just to catch up, if like I know he said it timed out, so hopefully I get everybody here. Brian Walsh said 2 black Ferrari panels painted in red, 2 in 100. The 2 back panels. If I misspoke in my video, I was planning on using one for the back wall of my podcast studio. If I misspoke, then I'll give them both away. That's not a problem. So, guys, I thank you. Rob, you need a vacation. I need to travel, yes. I need to go film. I need to go travel. I need to do a bunch of stuff. Rob, are you any plans on running the NSX or the Vet at New Jersey Motorsports Park? I would definitely take the Corvette over the NSX to the track. The girl in the thumbnail is your wife. No, the girl in the thumbnail is my friend Alyssa. Matt Nesbitt is asking who runs the luxury car business in Ireland. He's from Northern Ireland. I'll let you guys connect here. Let's see. New Zealand is a place you need in 2022. The problem with New Zealand and Australia is they're just so far away. Like New Zealand, Australia, like Japan, China, all very cool places. All very cool places. It's just not a very good. It's like a very long flight, so it makes the trip much more significant. Hi, Rob. Can your wife make an appearance? She's upstairs. But she's on my channel. She's like done some videos in the past. Not many, but like I taught her how to drive stick once or twice or whatever. Alexander Carter says, this channel used to be kind of cool. Now it blows. I'm out. I think everybody should be out. I think Alexander's on to something here. Platinum Garage. Do you live in New Jersey or just run your business out of here? I'm right near Hackensack. I grew up in Dumont. I moved to Edgewater. And now I'm like on the border of New York and New Jersey. What was my first car? 88 Pontiac Bonneville. But I think I'm going to wrap this up. Enjoy my drink. Alex the hater, yeah. Enjoy my drink. And I will catch you guys next Friday. If you have a couple of questions, I'll give you another 2 minutes if you guys want to throw anything at me. But I think I'm going to call it a night, go watch the news, and enjoy myself. And get ready for my hair. I got to reach. Look at this Ace Ventura hair. But yes, okay, cool. I'm getting a lot of see you laters. Yesterday I bought 2 sets of the Super Speeders DVDs. Look forward to it. Goth Rocker, good luck to you. That 96 Bonneville. Yeah, I had the 88 Bonneville. Do you have plans to keep the live streams going when life returns to normal? It depends. Friday is usually pretty good or pretty busy for us rental company wise, and I usually go out to dinner with my wife every Friday. So if that's the case, I may switch the day of the live stream, but otherwise I'll keep the live streams coming. They're fun. I enjoy talking to everybody. Eric, thank you for that. Fun chat. Have a good weekend to you. Honorable mention for Rob pronouncing my surname correctly. Nesbitt's a pretty easy one, dude. Like these guys coming in with names like with soft J's and everything like that is where I screw it up. Is the wife involved in the rental business? She is not. Best pizza in New Jersey. See, that's an excellent question. There's a couple of different types of pizza around here. Margarita pies, probably Brooklyn Pizzas is pretty fire. They've got a couple of different locations, one in Ridgewood, one in Hackensack, and one in Edgewater to my knowledge. For just like regular thin crust pizza, Kinsley's is, what else is there? For just regular pizza, I don't know. There's 100 places. They're all the same. Platinum Garage, thank you for the unicorn with the rainbow tail. Matt Bush, any thoughts on people putting electric drivetrains in classic cars? Saw an article on that recently. I mean, you can put any body you want in an electric car. Part of a classic car is like the experience, the smell. Like if you get in a classic car, you smell it. And I guess a lot of people don't really have access to classic cars to really know what I'm talking about. But like, it's not fast at all. But it is something that like it's an experience. It's that like it's slow, but you're driving it, you're fighting it. It's all over the road. It's an experience. So to put an electric drivetrain in, why bother? It's just, I guess, just to turn heads. It's probably just a YouTube thing right now because, Jesus, Robert, you look like a real mess. You need to hit the weight in when stuff reopens. But cool, everybody. We're at 1:15. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you guys for the super chats, the saying what's up. If you guys are interested, I know a couple of people were interested in adventure drives. By all means, shoot me an email, rob@adventuredrives.com. If you're interested in renting a car, rob@gothamdreamcars.com. If you want, I'm giving away the rear panels to the Ferrari, the one rear panel to the Ferrari. If you buy, to the first 100 people that buy DVDs, superspeedersmerch.com. And that's going to be going out probably by Wednesday. But keep an eye on the YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the support. Thank you for joining me on a Friday night. I know you have lots of probably other live streams or other things you could be doing right now. And I'm glad you choose your time. Spend it with me. Cheers. Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. And I will see you next week. Did that end it? It didn't end it. That was like trying to have a grand ending there, and I taking the fail.